Hello everyone, this is AFireInside. Hey, Today I'll be flipping through Halo, the official cookbook. Recipes from across the galaxy by Victoria Rosenthal. Before we begin, I want to give a big thank you to Ray, for gifting me this through Throne. I really appreciate it. It's such a kind gift, so thank you so much, Ray. I want to do a cooking video of one of these recipes someday, so please comment down below which one you'd like to see. A lot of these recipes have meat in it, and I'm vegan, so I'll be substituting depending on which recipe you'd like me to make. I was thinking maybe one of the drinks or desserts would be fun. Please let me know. I'm not going to be showing any of the details of the recipes out of respect for the author, so we'll be looking at the images instead. I hope these tapping sounds are very tingly and relaxing. Just gonna make some more calming sounds before we begin. Alright, let's start flipping through. I like the sound of this first blank page. Hardcover books always sound so nice. Here's the little title page with an image of a hamburger, milkshake, and Master Chief's helmet in the back. Here's some tracing. Contents. We have the introduction, ingredients guide, world cuisine, UNSC, high fleet dining, vending machines, have Samoa. There's a lot of recipes in this book. I can't wait for you to see all the delicious photos. cafeteria tray and some pasta, 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 pasta. Pasta's definitely my favorite. What about you? Here is the introduction page. I'll read just a little of it. It says, space, the big unknown, massive, cold, and empty, and for most of human history, a merciless vacuum that kept us watching and wondering. But humanity sought to end that mystery and take to the stars, thanks to some genius pioneers in space travel some time ago. Here's the other page of the introduction. If you're stuck on a ship and you're lucky, there's an artist in the kitchen bringing along their family recipes, putting their culture and history on a plate. And if your only choice is the chef's special in the mess hall, well, at least it isn't covenant cuisine. Covenant cuisine, 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 cuisine. On this page, it lists all the ingredients. They have condensed milk, an extremely thick, caramelized, sweetened canned milk has been gently heated, about 60% of the water removed, and has been mixed with sugar. There's some evaporated milk, gently heated, and also 60% of the water removed to make it dense. Creamy milk. There is some hoisin sauce, a sweet, thick sauce used in Chinese cuisine, especially barbecue, is made from fermented soybean and Chinese five-spice powder. There is some nori, a dried edible sheet of seaweed, used in Japanese cuisine, most commonly used to wrap sushi rolls. Here are some allergy notes. There's nothing better than the feeling of making your own delicious meal in your home kitchen. It's even better in the company of friends and family. But chefs always keep in mind restrictions and accommodations for themselves and any guests. So remember that it's always fine to make adjustments to fit the recipe to your own needs. They talk about vegetarian diets, gluten-free, and lactose-free. corn, and asparagus. Asparagus. This page is called World Cuisine. It says it's a damn shame what happened to Reach. It was quite an impressive place. Always busy, always something new to see or do. You could get lost exploring the streets. There was a single nightclub in New Alexandria I was quite fond of. Immerse yourself in enough of those little pleasures, and you could forget that you weren't on Earth at all. Of course, there was the unmistakable military presence everywhere you looked. What with the different UNSC bases and secret discoveries, I'd hear whispers about. This first recipe is a patty melt. The author said, this is a favorite guilt food of mine. Caramelized goodness, check. Well-seasoned patty, check. Smothered in butter and cheese, check. It's everything you could have hoped for in a guilt food. All you have to do is make one. How do you feel about patty melts? I don't think I've ever had one before. I can buy some fake cheese, but surprisingly it's still pretty expensive, even though it's not real cheese. The next recipe is Hainanese chicken. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologize. The author says, if chicken is a common occurrence at your dinner table, there's a good chance you've been doing poultry a disservice. Get yourself a high-quality bird from the grocery, healthy and humanely raised, and treat it even nicer in the kitchen, and you'll be surprised by how much you've been missing out. Or stop by World Cuisine and see how they do it. Next up is some sushi. Definitely one of my favorite meals. The author says, I'm not really sure why World Cuisine insists on including sushi on its menu. It's a real pain in the rear to keep a constant supply of sushi-grade raw fish moving to all their locations. So most of them resort to less traditional sushi. One place I went to had a chicken katsu sushi that actually worked quite well, so I included their unique take here. It talks about the sushi rice, slaw, chicken katsu, and how to assemble it all. Next up is a salmon burger. Salmon burger is very colorful. Not the most appealing to me, in my opinion, but I like all the colors that they used. The writer said, you can get a burger any place, but it wouldn't be a World Cuisine burger. They serve a burger with a real mouth-watering salmon patty and a crisp avocado salsa. Well, it isn't always salmon. They adapt the menu to the tells you how to make avocado salsa, the salmon patty, and how to assemble it. Next up are these tacos. The author says the tacos from World Cuisine are incredible. They put some real effort into a tasty filling, no matter what's available at the time. If you can find a location making these with lamb, you'll never look at tacos the same again. Or you could always make them and see for yourself. Tacos. This next one, I'm not too sure how to pronounce. It's H-A-R-I-R-A. The author says, World Cuisine consistently surprises me with their worldly menu. I never expected such a hearty soup at a fast food joint. As hard as they try to provide a great dining experience, I have no doubt they cut a few corners on their recipes, and I clearly went a little overboard on this one. Now we are in the UNSC High Fleet Dining section. UNSC. The author talks about all the big budgets for military spaceships, but how they skip out on food for their crew. They say, good thing you're reading this at home, so that you don't need to go out to a military surplus store and buy your own UNSC food dispenser. You can make the staples of an interstellar cruiser, all in the comfort of your own kitchen. Next up is the hot dog dinner. Hot dog dinner. Who doesn't like a good hot dog recipe? And this one in particular isn't your usual hot dog either. This is a Danish style, onions on onions, direct to your taste buds hot dog. You gotta mix things up and try it. If you've never had one, just trace. Cucumbers. We've already seen this next one. That's called turkey dinner. The turkey dinner meal that came out of the food dispensers was always just a smidge short of being delicious. So I went a little extra on this recipe and put together something that puts the cafeteria food to shame. This next recipe is called Chef's Special. The author says for the Chef's Special, they are definitely trying to ditch whatever whatever supplies they have left in a fancy-looking presentation. I usually would suggest caution when ordering it, but I've seen some creative chefs' specials leaning on things like bacon and other meat to pass it off as something special. Here is one of my favorite drinks, hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. The author says it's a simple yet decadent hot chocolate. You know, I always hear space referred to as cold and empty. It's actually not cold in the traditional sense, but don't let that stop you from warming yourself up with a nice warm drink. It is empty though, space specifically, but also my mug shortly after I prepare one of these. Do you like hot chocolate? Hot chocolate. Here is a more refreshing drink, peach iced tea. I love the color. It looks so pretty. The author says there had to be a higher up in UNSC logistics who loved peaches because every ship always ordered way too many. The chefs in the kitchen had to get creative with the extras before they went bad. So this peach iced tea is a common beverage whenever you are traveling. This next recipe looks really yummy. I might try this one. It's called Cookies Surprise. When new supplies arrive, the chefs on UNSC ships must use the fresh fruit before it starts to go bad. You can always tell when they bring out the Cookies Surprise drink dispensers. A real treat among the usual fare. If you're stuck on a ship, try to get there before they run out. It looks so delicious, delicious, delicious. I love milkshakes. Milkshakes. Now we're in the Goodwan section. This recipe is a chocolate chip scone. The author says, I'm always a sucker for a good pastry. You can find scones at all the coffee shops across the galaxy, but the ones in the Goodwan are just out of this world. This next recipe is a cheese Danish. The author said, I can already hear the critics saying, you use store-bought puff pastries. I want these recipes to be approachable for everyone. So what's the harm if you cheat a little? Instead of spending all that time making perfect buttery layers. You get to cram these danishes in your mouth that much faster. Next up is some custard pie. Custard pie. Sometimes when enjoying a nice cup of coffee, I get a craving for a simple dessert that won't take away from the tea bitterness of my drink. This pie is just that. It's simple and straightforward, yet works so perfectly with the rest of their menu. This does look pretty delicious, I must say. This drink is called Freya's tea. When it's a hot summer day and a cup of coffee just doesn't fit the bill, Freya's tea is a great way to cool down. It's sweet, minty, and perfectly refreshing. This recipe makes a lot of tea, so show some restraint and don't drink it all at once. Alright, I love how colorful it is. Such a pretty tea. Next up is some spiced coffee. Spiced coffee. This coffee makes the whole shop smell amazing. The author says, I tried figuring out my own method for brewing this spiced wonder, but I kept having issues with paper filters getting blocked up by the spices. I eventually realized using a French press gets around that issue, but not before I made a giant mess. Do you enjoy coffee? Coffee. I think spiced coffee would be really good. Now we are in Fronk's section of the book. Fronk's first location down in the Longshore district along the coast of Old Mombasa was an institution right on the water with access to all the bounty the ocean has to offer. this recipe is for kebabs. Kebabs. The author says, I used to get these great beef kebabs around old Mombasa, but ever since the Covenant glassed that part of the city, I haven't been able to get in contact with the butcher that sold them. I was missing the kebab, so I figured I'd make them myself. But I miss that kind butcher too. I hope he's doing okay. This recipe is for Fronk's fish nuggets. This is the leading actor in a cast of delicious offerings. The fish is buttery and crunchy and fresh and melts as soon as you bite into it. And when they're in these conveniently small nuggets, you very quickly can lose track of how many you've already eaten. This recipe is called Fronk's Fish-tacular Tacos. Fish-tacular. Fronk's daily special might appear simple, like its very unimaginative name, but the flavors are crisp and refreshing and well worth the effort. Try this recipe once and you'll want it every day of the week too. These are called tuna gyros. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly either. Just skipping past, I want to get to some dessert. Here is a delicious looking chocolate cream pie. It looks so yummy. It says, in a world full of peril and uncertainty, you can always count on Pie Day Friday. Bitter and chocolatey, like a dream you don't want to wake up from. It shows you how to make the crust, the custard filling, and the whipped cream. Chocolate. Just skipping past the vending machine. This recipe is called Buffalo-goat buttocks. Definitely never heard of a recipe like that before. Now, just skipping past a few recipes. I want to see their drinks. This one is called the Purple Concoction. It says, I don't usually order purple drinks, just not a fan of grape stuff. But I bought a purple concoction from a vending machine once, and it wasn't all that bad. I figure they've got more than just grape in there, so I threw something together to match with my own little twist. Lavender is purple, right? It'll fit right in. Purple, 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 purple. There's lots of delicious looking drinks in here. Just flipping through quickly to show you. Here is the very last page. There's a van, lots of signs, neon signs. I hope these sounds are very tingly, 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 tingly. Here is the very back of the book with some pictures of some of the recipes. It says, everything you need to go from Master Chief to Master Chef. Learn to make awesome appetizers, mouth-watering main dishes, decadent desserts, and more to fuel even the hungriest of Spartans. Revisit the famous eateries in the far-flung places humanity has touched, such as the coffee shop of Goodwan, the iconic Fronks down in Old Mombasa, the upscale Have Samoa on Gannick 22, and the high-fleet dining experiences found wherever UNSC troops go, and many more. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you are feeling very relaxed and maybe hungry now. I definitely recommend this book if you want to try some of these recipes yourself. They look really delicious and not difficult to make. I'll see you again next time.